Hello dears, welcome to English classes at RADHIKA RINESH. Everything I need to know I learned in the forest is an essay which is written by Vandana Siva, the great Indian environmentalist as well as eco-feminist. Actually, this essay is a combination of two articles which were published by the same author. Uh, One is in the Yes magazine and the second one was published in the Resurgence magazine in 2011. Let's learn about Vandana Siva. Do you know who is she? Vandana Siva is an Indian scholar, environmentalist activist, food sovereignty advocate, an eco-feminist and anti-globalization author. She always stands for the poor and the unprivileged people. Actually, she is protecting nature as well as the people who are living close to nature, especially the tribal people. She is always known as Gandhi of grain because she has taken part in anti-GMO movement. Anti-GMO movement means genetically modified food items. That is, we know you must have heard about the BT Vardhana or BT brinjal or something. That is a genetically modified seed of brinjal has been introduced by the government, and a lot of protests had been taken place. There is the protesters are advocating, or they are saying that these kinds of crops are a threat to the farmers, and they should have to give a ransom money, a huge amount of money to buy the seeds from the corporates or something. Anyway, she was against this GMO movement, that is genetically modified food items, anyway, or the grains. She protected grains, that is the natively available grains were protected under the leadership of Vandana Shiva. Apart from this, she was a member of the International Organization for a Participatory Society. In order to protect the seeds or native seeds, she has started Bija Vidyapith in 2001, which is actually a school and organic farm offering month-long courses in sustainable living and agriculture, which is near Dehradun, the place in which she was born. Let us have a look into the early life of Vandana Shiva. She was born in Dehradun and she studied physics. She was a physicist and she studied physics from Punjab University. She has written and spoken extensively about the field of agriculture, especially food and grains. We have already said about her interest, that is Bij Vidyapith and all. And she is a counselor of the World Future Council. What will happen to this world in future? What will happen to the food culture of this world in future? All these things are being examined and researched by this authority, and she has worked as a part of this. Her works on agriculture started in 1984. And do you know the significance of the year 1984? Because during that year, the Punjab violence and Bhopal disaster, that is Union Carbide disaster, has been happened in Bhopal, which causes a mass death in Bhopal during that time. Anyway, her works has been concentrated on agriculture after this incident, which has happened in 1984. She supports the idea of seed freedom. That is why she has started Bij Vidyapith in 2001. And she was against the labeling or patents on new plants and cultivars. And she believes that ecological destruction and industrial catastrophes threaten daily life, and the maintenance of these problems has become women's responsibility. We know that there is a close relationship between nature and women. Um, as the exploitation is happening for women, nature is also being exploited. And while we are classifying nature in terms of gender, we used to classify it as uh, female gender. Nature is a kind of female gender, or nature is classified as female gender. While we are referring nature, we used to use the pronoun she. Okay, whichever the earthly or natural things, we will term it as she or females. Anyway, exploitation is happening in both of their lives, and as the exploitation is increasing, the burden of both the women and the nature is also increasing. Vandana Shiva, as an activist, has appeared in documentary films as well as in many interviews as part of different documentaries in support of nature. Let's have a look on some of these. Appeared in a documentary film about the Dalai Lama, entitled Dalai Lama Renaissance. Then she was interviewed in a documentary about honeybees and colony collapse disorder entitled The Queen of the Sun. There is a documentary is there which showcases the collapsing of the honeycomb. We know that honeybees are making honeycombs in order to store their whole honey, and these honeycombs are collapsed, and these honeybees will be devastated. So it's also a kind of destruction. Uh, and she was interviewed in that a documentary. Then she appeared in the vegan documentary film Hope. What you eat matters. Vegan means, do you know the word vegan, or the people who are known as vegan? Vegan is a kind of vegetarian, so they are excluding, or they are not using the animal products. Yes, even they are vegetarians, of course, but they are not using milk and other animal products. Such people are known as vegans. Staying alive, women, ecology, and survival in India. Ecology and the politics of survival, conflicts over natural resources in India, stolen harvest, the hijacking of the global food supply are some of the works which were written by Vandana Shiva. Before closing this video, I think we have to introduce this chapter, this essay, everything I need to know I learned in the forest. As the name suggests, this is of course a reminder to the humans how important nature in their life is. As we already said that this is based on two articles which were written by Vandana Shiva herself, which were published in two different magazines. One is in the Yes magazine, and other is in the Resurgence magazine. In the first part of this essay, the author tells the reader how she learned the basic principles of environmentalism. We know that she has created a kind of taste or a kind of um, interest in nature from her childhood onwards, especially from her mother, because she was a farmer, and her father was an officer or an employee in the forest department. So from her childhood onwards, she created such an interest in nature as well as in environment. And in the second part, she presents a historical account of how the concept of earth as a living entity got transformed to earth as dead matter and its consequences. We know that this earth, that is, we know that is, as far as the human knowledge is concerned, the humans have discovered that the earth is the only planet where life is existing, and human beings are making this planet or the earth bare, or which is not useful, or which is not at all favorable for life. Anyway, this transformation or these uh, things have been happened as a consequence of some of the human activities, and she is reminding us of all these things through this essay. I think we have to explain or we have to tell more about the essay in the next video. Now it's time to conclude. Okay, thank you for listening this video. If you have any queries, please ask me. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.